Whenever you want.
Okay. Hi, Mom. And my hordes of fans out there. This is called Unanswers. And so the question goes unanswered. Are there still secrets to be spilled in March? The table out on the veranda has ice water and glasses slowly accumulating beads of condensation in waning sunlight. As the shade beneath the striped umbrella grows, so too will the silence that has come to rest between us. Our whispers will miss the mark, and the question goes unanswered. Where does our love come from? Somewhere in the cobweb aqueducts of the mind. How long has it rested there in a damp corner, shivering? And now, forgive me, my love's shouting. Forgive me the echoes on these dusty walls. Forgive and then forget you forgot, and so love me all the same. Our two cities collapse into each other, but love me past concrete, on the horizon's edge, a place which moves away as you approach it, but only up to a point. Understand, they would have you believe the earth is round, but I have heard talk of the end, of those who have peered over the lip of the planet into the dark and had the bravery not to make the journey. I've heard talk of declining dinner with neighboring supernova. It is a good life we live, isn't it? And the question goes unanswered. To whom does the last person say goodnight? Isolated somewhere in the wasteland, these dust bowls don't hold water so well, and I can't remember the last time I drank wine. The stars have bets on whether humanity goes out on an exhale or not, and if I can toss my chips in the pot, I'll side with Venus, with the naked faith that the last person refutes the question and so says no goodbyes. Instead, they lie down and die, breathing in. And the question goes unanswered. Who is the last person? No doubt late for an appointment. Alone, there is still someone to disappoint. I remember you tomorrow when the wind picks up. You always looked like the sun had finally found what it was looking for, but I have met you before, and so I know now that we have left each other, I will love you first and miss you second and forget you forever after. Understand, there is never any time. Every moment is the last, and when we held hands we were making love, and nobody else could tell, could they? We did keep secrets once. And the question goes unanswered. How do you leave your lover? My father was a carpenter and left the city but to build a log cabin in the woods and had everything but the ceiling built before winter arrived, before the ice, the snow, and he had to leave. He could have done it, made shelter, but he built the floor first because he is a man who builds his floors first and his ceilings too late. I have inherited this, and so I too am cold beneath the sky, and I am waiting for shooting stars to validate my insanity and for love to keep warm as it ought to. And the question goes unanswered. Where do you end and where do I begin? In sweat. A Viking funeral is appropriate for every relationship, and every hello is the last until you say it once more. I have met with friends for lunch, and for 3.5 hours we did nothing but greet each other in fear. I do not say goodbye. Push me off in the boat, and I will be consumed in your eyes by fire, and in mine by your eyes, and I do not burn. I am merely a qualified illusionist here to dazzle and excite those who would see me cross to different shores, because I am not leaving, and we're all on fire most of the time anyways, but don't look now. You can't miss somebody if you never met them in the first place, so let's avoid each other for a few decades and call it good enough. Everybody's eyes are flecked gold, but you have to pan for it. Understand there are no boring eyes. They're all so bright, but finding that brightness is a trial in overcoming fear, because in searching you too are illuminated. Until then, your lover's eyes are brown, and we were friends once. And still the question goes unanswered. Leave it unasked. There is time enough for games in the morning, time enough for love in the morning, time enough for goodbye in the morning. All oceans lead to land unless you sail in a perfect circle. We are born of water, cursed to walk this dry land and find moisture in one another. Understand, you are nothing. The void is real, there is no hope, and the soup of the day is minestrone. Understand, you are everything. In every motion or thought there is purity and a center of absolute bliss, and when you die you will dream until you next awake. Never tomorrow. There is no time. The last hourglass was broken in the name of art, which goes to show you you can't trust artists or glass. And the question answered is no question at all. So don't ask me where I'm going, or why, or who I am, or what time it is. I'm not really in the mood for talking, and lately I've noticed this shine in the people around me, so forgive me if I stare, if I try to catch your eye a little too often. It's just, you really are beautiful, and anyway, I'm sure I'll see you soon enough. Thank you. Much love. Yeah.
Okay.